This is the show where we challenge you, the great British public, to take on some of the most weird, wonderful and physically demanding tests on telly.
So, have you got what it takes? Because we're looking for battlers, not bottlers. We're looking for people who think they can withstand the pressure of anything Ruth and I can throw at them.
And today's competitors are up for it. They think they've got what it takes, and we'll find out if they have. This is what we've got lined up for them.
Soccer's ultimate test of skill, keep it up. The highly uplifting Friends Up. Britain's tennis ace Tim Henman hits the target. And also, how good is England's rugby star Johnny Wilkinson?
And we open with the main event of the day, and as you can see, it's the Super Rider.
And anybody who gets around this course intact without damaging their bike or their bits wins an under-pressure medal.
And believe me, these medals are not easily won.
And whoever gets on the course in the fastest time possible then goes on to try and win £5,000 as they tackle the tower.
So, that's the rules. These are the competitors. Are you lot ready for some pressure? Yeah! Let's go!
Well, the course opens with a balance beam and post before the riders jump at the first brake zone. The angled cable drum and ladder incline then drops to a pair of cable drums, and up to the second brake zone, a 2-metre drop, the leap to the oil drums, the final platform leads to the curved beam and the vault to the podium. That's all there is to it. Referee Tony Smith's poised to whistle away our first rider, Bingley's Stuart Millan. With this course, the pressure is always on. A foot down on anywhere but a brake zone will end the trial for this 17-year-old student. Front and back brakes helping to achieve that equilibrium. The bunny hops build for the next leap of faith. 3 posts cleared with Stuart's cautious approach. Any wheel slip now will impact on a rider's performance and his undercarriage. One more jump, but he's gone. That rear wheel slides Stuart Millan out of the contest. Next super rider is Daryl Mcll. He's travelled 530 miles from Aberdeen to tackle this course. Can he get further than Stuart Millan? Daryl aboard a 20-inch bike and attacks the post with a back wheel hop, up, and a front wheel flop. A face full of mat and another 530-mile trip back to Aberdeen for Daryl Mcll. But before he goes, let's review that disastrous wipeout in glorious slow motion. Daryl slopes the bike onto the first 2 posts, and it's all downhill from there. Let's wish him a safer trip home. Chris Akri, Skipton-based 4-time British bike trial champion, is next on the Super Rider course. Chris also ranked world number 10 in the World Bike Trial Masters, and here's why, making short work of the posts. Right angle, right on the brake zone to face up the angled cable drum. The ladder climb with poise and precision. This looking to be a lesson in trials bike control. Steps it down to the platform before tackling the cable drums. He's looking good, and so's the bike. Good leap, but the drum's rolling, and he's blown it, feet down, and he's out. A rare error of judgment from Chris Akri makes the leap, desperately fights to control his rear end, but has to surrender when both feet are floored. With the Super Rider course claiming 3 victims, the pressure's cranking up on Ian Cooper, 23 years old from Wallasey. Ian's a trials display rider, skips across the post like a mechanised kangaroo. The angled cable drum holds no mysteries for Ian Cooper. Likewise the ladder, the forks of that 26-inch wheeler soaking up each bounce. Platform left to where the cable drums lie in wait. This is the danger point. Good landing. Needs to beat these drums to better Chris Akri. Next platform is a brake zone where he can rest up. No one's got this far on the Super Rider. Nudging the bike square for that massive leap to the brake zone. Front wheel lift and the vault to the platform. Girlfriend Colette there with Ian's dad Keith. Both know he can use his feet in the brake zone, and Ian exploits it with style. Needs his breather because next is the eye-watering 2-metre plunge. I bet Colette's relieved the drop's done with. Ian regains control before striking out on the oil drums. Superb balance and skill under pressure. And that's the terrifying prospect. Flies Gets the first oil drum to land on the second, rims that drum, balancing on his rock ring, and you don't hear of that too often. A consummate performance so far from Ian Cooper, but now it's a deadlift to oil drum number 3. Plants the back wheel, great strength to pull that off. Oh, dabs his foot down on the landing. Ian's whistled down, but what a display of cycle skill that was. The oil drums lay in wait, but Ian using his rock ring to make that landing. The rock ring protects the chain and crank, and as part of the bike, it's legal to use. But it's the third big jump that's the problem. Ian's right foot floored to end his run.
Ian, was a lot of lactic acid build up?
Yeah, big time. When I got to the drums here, I could hardly release my back brake. My arms were really pumped up.
Does it take a lot of courage?
Yeah, it does, yeah. But you've got to be focused totally when you come to that part of the course. That's definitely the hardest part, the drums.
Anyway, Ian, good job. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Ian Cooper is the first on the Super Rider leaderboard with a time of 1 minute 18 seconds. And still to come, Tim Henman tries to hit the target. Amazing soccer skills in Keep It Up. And which Super Rider is going to hit the tower for £5,000? Sweat and torture, that's no way to talk about daily. But let's talk about Barry Deeks. Poised at the starting gates of Super Rider, Barry is based in New Barn, Kent, a store manager by trade. Let's see how he manages to take stock here. Those posts 90 centimetres apart. Barry's bike sports the latest top-of-the-range, state-of-the-art high-technology disc brakes. Oh, shame they can't stop him sliding off. Taxi for Barry Deeks. From Castle Donington, here's 16-year-old Tom Ragg, aching for the off. Oh, and he's got it. No riches for the Rag, and he's rung out. On the post, the wheels of Luke Stringer, a potential bike pro from an East Coast fishing town. Oh, he puts the grim back into Grimsby. Here's 18-year-old Barry Huskinson from Worthing. Barry shaping up for the leap to the second brake zone. Oh, nearly shatters his personal best. Hardly a shambles at all. Next to the gates, Kent-based Richard Johnson. A quick impression of a dog in the woods from Richard. He regains his poise to bunny hop the posts, touches down on the first brake zone, gearing up next for the angled cable drum. Richard not snared by the drum. Next for him, it's the ladder. He's going very well. Good fast pogo technique on the ladder. 27-year-old Richard reckoned he's been competing in motorcycle trials since he was 4. Eyeballing the course ahead before the drop down to the next platform. Great display of balance control. Good view of his front tyre. Plenty of tread left on that shoe as well. His disc brakes invaluable for this kind of urban course. Cable drums next. Richard up and at him, fighting to keep a grip. But he's cracked it in good style. One jump away from that second brake zone, but it's a mammoth task. That platform set 3 metres above the arena floor. The glare of the lights and the height of the platform make this an awesome leap. Richard sideways on for the takeoff. And he makes it. Any part of the body can touch down in the brake zone just as well, really. Giles Wolfe urging Richard on. He's 3 metres up and staring at a 2-metre drop to the next platform. Hopping the bike into position. It's hold your breath time. Great landing, a skillful display from Richard Johnson. Knows there's a highly prized under pressure medal waiting if he manages to complete the course, but first he needs to weigh up that leap to the oil drums. Slams it down on the second drum. That rock ring soaking up the impact. If he makes the third drum, Richard will beat Ian Cooper's best so far. It's the grind of metal on metal as he shapes to tackle that next mighty leap. And he's made it. No, he's blown it. A foot down means he equals Ian Cooper. A great jump, but the momentum drags him forward and he touches down with his left foot. A fine high-flying effort from Richard Johnson.
Rich, to the uninitiated, that was an incredible piece of control. Talk us through the course while you were...
Well, I'm impressed that I got that far. I'm absolutely gutted that I didn't kind of get the last two obstacles because they're not the hardest. I've done the hardest part.
From a standing jump, is it easy, the barrels?
No. It's hard enough actually stepping up it on foot. When I walked the course this morning, it was like, oh no, it's hard enough to even climb them. It's a hands and feet job. But it is always impressive, as you can see by the drop-off. You know, it's even if you get it wrong, most riders, if they get to this stage, are going to be able to fall off of this and land on their bikes.
Rich, a fantastic job. Well done,
Thanks
mate.
ever so much, Daly.
Good job.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
So while Richard gets his breath back, let's review the Super Rider leaderboard. Incredibly, Richard's time to the third oil drum more than a minute slower than Ian Cooper's.
Well, we all know that football is a highly pressurised sport, but we thought we'd add a little bit of extra pressure by devising a challenge that is the ultimate test of any player's ability. We like to call it Keep It Up. Over the next 10 weeks, you'll be seeing players of all ages from all sorts of teams from right across the nation competing, with Daly there to ensure fair play. From Aberdeen, we have Fraser Malloy. Now, Fraser, have you been in many competitions?
Oh no, this is my first.
This is your very first?
Yeah, my very first ever, so I'm feeling a little under pressure, you could say.
Bless. Now, you'll be fine. And how confident are you about this course?
Not confident at all. I'm terrified of it. Yeah.
Good luck.
So, thank you.
But you need more than luck to get round this scrapyard for cyclists. The gates open on Fraser Malloy's first ever competition. I just wish he'd oiled his bike before he started. That's assuming it is his bike that's doing the squeaking. Fraser attacking those posts with speed and skill. Tremendous leap to the first brake zone. This 18-year-old showing great courage under pressure. Concentration etched on his face as he makes the angled cable drum. Next comes the ladder. Apparently Fraser's a great patron of the Reading Music Festival and he's broken a lot of bones practicing for this. So when he's not caked in mud, he's covered in plaster. The drop to the twin tubs, the two cable drums. Fraser needs to get this right. Plants his front wheel on the rolling drum. Here's the tricky bit. Oh, he's lost it. The drums claim their latest casualty, Fraser Malloy. But a great performance from the young Scottish journalist, marred only by the slip-up on the rolling cable drum. Earlier, he tamed the posts with a balletic display of real wheel leaps. A great entertainer. Next from Tyso, Warwickshire, 20-year-old Eddie Tong looking to lick the Super Rider course. Confident start on the posts. Eddie came third in the Millennium British Championship Elite class, and this is a demonstration of how and why. Up the ladder like a demented window cleaner. This is all the makings of a very fast time. Holds that rolling drum firm, makes it seem easy, but looks can be deceptive. The spring to the second drum is followed by the awesome jump to the second brake zone, a towering 3 meters high. Eddie raises that front wheel for the power lift. Makes it to the brake zone, the crowd are on his side. Next it's the 2 meter free fall with a stress steel bike frame between your legs. Then next it's the oil drums. Petrol might be pricey these days, but these barrels have really cost the guys dear. Eddie makes the second drum. Can he beat the third? No, a foot down and Eddie Tong's poked out of the contest. It's a huge disappointment, so any Eddie Tong fans look away now. He rear wheels it onto the centre drum, hops to the third on his rock ring, but can't recover his balance. Great display from Fast Eddie.
You made that look so easy, apart from that darned barrel. What happened?
It just went too fast when I was on the back wheel, and I got a bit of skid when the pedal hit it, so had to lose a foot.
Now tell me, where are you ranked in the UK?
Third at the moment.
And how does this course compare to the ones you compete on?
The ones we compete on are a lot more natural. It's normally on rocks and stuff. So this one's quite different.
You found it quite difficult, or? I mean, you made it look so easy, the first part.
Yeah, I mean, that bit's probably the hardest bit. I'm pretty glad I didn't get there because that bit's pretty scary.
Well done, that was brilliant.
Right, cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers indeed, Ruth. And who said no tongues? Because Eddie shoots straight to the top of the leaderboard with the fastest time so far of 57 seconds. Right now, it's this.
Our next super rider is David Marshall. Now, David, what are you doing at the moment in life?
I'm just in a gap year before I go to university next year.
And what are you studying?
I'm doing aeronautical engineering at Southampton.
Aeronautical engineering. Now, does that bear any relation to what you're doing today?
No, it doesn't. It's more of, I'm interested in cars and the design of Formula 1 racing cars and things, so that should help there.
Well, as we're talking about design, I want to talk to you about your bike, because this is a rather... It's smaller than everyone else's.
It is. This is classed as a mod. A lot of the guys you're seeing today are riding the stock bikes, which are based on mountain bikes, whereas this is a specific trials bike designed with as many modifications as we can make to allow you to do the sections more easier.
Now, can you just talk to me first? I can't help noticing that your seat is not particularly big there. I mean, how comfortable is that? Do you ever sit on that?
You don't sit on it much, no. It's just something to be there if you do go.
And that's for your centre of gravity is good, then it's low.
It gives you extra manoeuvrability over the bike.
Okay, well, off you go. Good luck. I want to see this.
Thanks a lot. Right.
19-year-old David Marshall, about to study aeronautical engineering, has got to fly around this urban terrain if he's to beat Eddie Tong's time at the third oil drum. Make short work of the high and low posts. The first brake zone leads to the angled cable drum. A lot of super riders have been wrung out by the time they hit the ladder. But David, he's across it. It's called a trials bike because he's judging this perfectly. Next comes the drop and slope before the course takes a turn for the worse, beginning with the cable drums. David's from Peterhead. He's a student on his gap year. Here's another gap he's got to study now. The rolling drum safely behind him and his time is looking good. Shaping up for the jump to the second brake zone. Takes it with ease. David making full use of the brake zone for a rest and to pump some blood back into those aching arm muscles. Here comes the drop. They say look before you leap, but up there I'd rather keep my eyes shut. Incredible balance on that rear wheel. And down to the platform. The oil drums are next. He needs to get beyond the third drum if he's to steal the show from Eddie Tong. Slams it firmly onto drum 2. Now for the big one. Up onto the back wheel. Has to land with balance intact. Right on the smash plate, and that's the advantage they have over the rock rings on the bigger bikes. Give me a smash plate over a rock ring any day. Up onto the tall platform, and David Marshall's gone further than anyone else today. A tremendous achievement, but it's not over yet. Ahead of him, a yawning chasm 3 meters high, crossed onto by the curved beam 3 meters long. David Marshall, under pressure, but on the edge of a great victory. Breezes across the beam, one final 2-meter leap to the podium, and the finish looms. What a fantastic performance from David Marshall. Sweeps aside the other bikers, the only super rider to complete the course. Just look at the skill required to maintain balance over that treacherous, unforgiving beam. Superb display of skill before the final leap to victory. A masterclass from David Marshall.
That was absolutely fantastic. You're our first person to actually do the course.
It's a good feeling.
Were you scared at any moment?
Yeah, most of it. I've never done a balance beam like that so high, that last balance beam. is very dodgy.
When you were contemplating when you were going to go over, I saw you shaking your head.
It's fear. It is. I've never done anything that high and that stupid, but it's fun.
Now that you've done it, it's all right.
It is.
Because you're not even an elite rider.
No, I've done very few competitions. Live up in Scotland, so there's no proper competitions up there, no series.
Hey, maybe you should be coming down south and taking some of their money.
Let's hope so.
Listen, anyway, for finishing the course, you get an under pressure medal, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, good job.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much.
That coveted under pressure medal, the only one ever presented to a super rider, and his name is David Marshall. David blasts his way straight to the top of the leaderboard with a completed course time of 1:31. Now brace yourselves for our big finale.
It's now time for David, our Super Rider champion, to tackle the tower. As you can see, next to us here, we have a 12-foot tower made up of lots of different blocks.
David has to reduce the height of the tower by each time knocking away the bottom block using one of these.
Watch yourself, careful now.
And Dave, you're only allowed 2 hits per block.
Each block has a cash value up to £5,000. So obviously the more blocks he knocks out, the more cash he wins. But if the tower falls over, competition stops.
Dave, which hammer are you going to have?
I'll go for the 4 kilo.
Any particular reason?
Gonna hit it hard and fast.
Sounds good to me. Good luck.
We're going to hide over here.
Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
Give it a go.
Hard as you can, Dave.
Really, really hard.
Oh. Wait, you got one more. You got one more. Wait.
That's the power, but try and hit the block.
The black block, Dave.
That's 250 quid already in your pocket.
Same again. Watch it into the middle of the...
£500. And you hit David as a bonus.
Hey.
Going for £1,000. £1,000 in your pocket. That'll buy some beer at uni. £1,500 going for 2,000.
Take it easy, Dave.
Going for 2,500. You've already got £2,000 in your pocket.
Keep your eyes on it, Dave. £2,500 going for the last block, going for £5,000. Go on, Dave.
Go for it.
Hey, Dave, good job. Good job, Dave.
Congratulations, Stuart. £2,500. That's brilliant. What was that last little tap for? You could have got that one.
I was hoping it'd keep the red one on the block if I hit it harder, but just hit it too hard.
Well, what are you going to spend £2,500 on?
Lots of beer at uni and maybe some new bits for my bike.
You glad you came?
Absolutely.
And so are we.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for our very first show. Join us again next week when we're putting more of you lot under pressure.
Next time, Charlton's Mark Kinsella plays Hit the Target along with spin bowler Ian Salisbury. 2 more teams try to get their friends up. There's another round of Keep It Up. And can anybody really crack our main challenge, the domino run?